For the last few months is pensions, and today plans for the biggest overhaul of the state pension system in decades is going to be unveiled by the government. The changes, which come into force in 2015 or 16, would apply only to new pensioners. They'd include scrapping means-tested credit and replacing it with a weekly payment of around £155 for everyone. Joining me now is Jennie Kreser from Sutton, who's head of pensions at Silverman Shirlicker in London. Hello, Jennie.
Morning, Danny.
Nice to talk to you again. So, you got your head round this later. Is this going to be better for people who are approaching retirement age now?
If they're approaching retirement age and they're going to be retiring after about 2015, it's going to be pretty good news. It isn't going to be such good news for people who are already getting their state pension, because this isn't going to affect them really at all.
That would strike one as a bit unfair.
Well, yes, I suppose it could be, but I guess the other way of looking at it is you've got to start somewhere, and this is not going to be. The intention is that this is going to be fairly cost neutral for the government or any government going forward by having this flat rate state pension. But it isn't really going to be completely no cost, and it is just something that has to be started and has to be gripped, and it is, unfortunately, there are going to be winners and losers, and there are those who, as I say, currently getting their pension who perhaps may feel that they're going to be a loser on this one. Despite the fact that they paid all their NI contributions over the years, and look, the person next door who's retired 5 years after me is rolling in it. Well, I'm not sure that £155 a week is rolling in it. But comparatively, maybe. But comparatively. And I think, though, the other thing that I would urge those who are pension age now is make sure that you are getting everything that you're entitled to. What's happened is this: everybody gets, if you've paid all your national insurance contributions and they're all up to date, everybody gets approximately £96 per week, very approximately. But the government, or not this government, but previous governments, introduced what's called a minimum income guarantee, which says that for a single person, you can get up to approximately £133 a week. But that difference between the 96 and the 133 is means tested. So a lot of people, for example, my mother's generation, who are perhaps in their late 70s, early 80s now, they're a very proud generation. Mm-hmm. They were the generation that, that went through the war. And to be honest, trooping off down to the social to fill in what to them may seem a very intrusive, personal form, with asking for lots and lots of details in order to get this top up, frankly means that a lot of people won't do it and haven't done it. So what you're saying to me now, Jennie, is if you have to, swallow some pride and get what you're entitled to before it changes in 3 years' time or so. Absolutely. Right, okay, that's a very clear instruction. Don't miss out on what is really yours. Good, okay. And then going forward after 2015, 2016, how easy has it been for you to get your head around what's being planned here? Will it be more straightforward? Well, that's the hope and the intention, that it will be more straightforward. I mean, ironically, of course, the Green Paper actually hasn't been technically announced yet, but what is in it has been pretty much flagged up for a little while now. So we know pretty much what it's going to say. And yes, it is going to be a flat rate, £155 roughly by the time it comes in 2015. There will be it will be inflation linked, although on the lower CPI measure, and we've had a discussion about CPI and RPI in the past. Mm-hmm. So it will go up year on year. So by the time it is introduced in 2015, it is thought that it will be approximately £155 per week for a single person, a bit more for a married couple, of course. Well, maybe when it's been announced and you've digested it all, Jennie, we'll speak again about this. I'm sure somehow we will. Thank you for now, though. Pleasure. Bye now. Bye-bye. There's Jennie Kreser from Silverman Shirlicker in London. Thank you very much indeed. Our news is next.